Welcome to the Marx Max Invitational, the 2025 event. These are your finals. Yesterday we had a look at all 12 competitors one by one, and today we are going to break them up into 3 callouts, first, second, and third. We're going to do some comparison judging, and we are going to award a brand new champion. So without further ado, let us find out who is in the first callout. This is a good group, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to begin, of course, with the front double biceps pose. So freeze frame it there. We have Andre, Jay, we have Marco, and Tommy. This is a good group, ladies and gentlemen. What a front double biceps pose. Jay, he sticks out to me. Look at that condition, muscle separation, and a very professional look about this physique. Look at the wheels, for goodness sakes. And speaking of wheels, look at Andre. Look at the size of his legs. He has those nice, short, choppy arms. You can fill them out nice. And then we look over at Marco. He has some long arms. I deal with the same thing, Marco. Except I don't have that problem with giant biceps, triceps, if you know what I mean. A very good look. Nice, aesthetically pleasing as well. All these guys look great. Now, Tommy, his lower half, not quite as big as his upper half. That could cost him a little bit in this competition. Although I will say, nice peaks, good separation, and like Jay, a very professional looking condition, muscle separation, nice even condition. That's what I like to say. And like I said before, not even from even bodybuilding, although that is a great channel. So this is a front double biceps pose, and nobody's really walking away with this one, like a lot of you guys might have thought after yesterday. Now let us transition into the next pose. You guys having fun? This is fun for me, I can tell you that much. The front lat spread. And again, guys, look at Jay, this little horse. He has improved. The lower half, he is a standout, for sure. This is a tough lineup when it comes to legs, I'm here to tell you. Because Andre, he's a bust too. Being the tallest guy, this could hurt him. Being perhaps the most narrow in terms of the lats. Jay looks good in the upper body, but Marco, a little wider. Good presentation on him. I don't know though, that lower half, it is going to be a battle. I think Tommy, perhaps, the best in the upper half. He's a little shorter than Marco. He's actually a little shorter than Jay as well. But still packed with power. So coming out of the front shots, the first 2 shots, it's looking good for Jay. It's looking good for Marco. Still anybody's race. Now we turn to the side. And now you see things change here. Freeze frame it here. Absolutely things change. And that's why you see people post a front double biceps. Say, look at this guy. He lost to him. How could that be? Well, look at Tommy now. How do you like me now? You see the chest? That is what I like to call a great big man's chest. Even in the lower half here. He is beating Jay, if you can believe that one. So all angles or all poses are not created equal. One guy winning on the legs, the front, not necessarily from the side. So Tommy Helt gets one back here. With perhaps not even a second place for Jay. And maybe not even a third. He might even be losing to big Andre. Andre looks fantastic. It's all about the display, Andre. You have those legs. Gotta learn how to display them from the side. I think a little bit better. You could catch up to these guys. One thing for sure that could have helped. Get a little bit of a tan. Throw some spray tan on. Because, Andre, you are pale. See Tommy, a little bit better in that aspect. And Jay, spot on. That is a good quality. And look at the calves. Even when he doesn't, win the shot, still impressed by this little horse. Now go to the back shots. And this is make or break, guys. This is anybody's ball game. Nice lats there for Andre. Lower half, wow. All right, it's hard to get everybody, freeze frame it here. Hard to get everybody to snapped the shot at the exact same time. Tommy Helt. He perhaps has the best lats here. Nice traps too. Good overall flow. Arms perfectly displayed. The display of Andre and Tommy. I like that. Now the arms kind of a little bit too high for Marco, a little bit too low for Jay. And I think that makes the entire pose suffer, especially when it's this close, guys. The lower half goes to Andre and Jay, no questions asked. Look at the calves. Even the calves on both of these guys. Very impressed with Jay, I'm here to tell you. But then Marco, he has a nice even flow here. You know, not that bad in the lower half. Although he is definitely losing to Jay and perhaps Andre as well. Calves too. And him and Tommy, they're kind of in the same boat here. Tommy winning in the upper half, whereas Marco a slight edge on the lower half. This is a good competition, and I am here to tell you, this is a lot stiffer competition than last year. Go to the back lat spread, see what we can make of this one. Okay, it's a little bit different here. Marco, I would say, definitely has the best back in this shot. And that probably was not the case in the rear double. And in Jay's case, this is probably not his strongest pose either. In the back itself, Tommy, I would say Tommy and Marco have the best backs. Now the lower half, Marco's going to have an edge over Tommy. So he's absolutely, I would say he's winning in the back lat spread. And then you look at Big Andre, the guy's the tallest, the guy's the biggest. He surely should be the biggest and widest. But it does not seem to be the case. Excellent in the lower half. Him and Jay. Can't give this Jay enough compliments about his wheels. Whatever you're doing for those wheels, you gotta let us know your secret, Jason. Now, let us turn back to the front in IFBB order, of course, into the side triceps. Now, you may take note, Marco is stepping a little bit forward, so just imagine that he's slightly smaller. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. But now that we're on that subject, you'll notice all of these guys, their camera looks like it's about the same distance away from them, and the angle, the way the floor is placed, all about the same. That is your sweet spot, because you guys will take note, in the second call out, there is a gentleman that, that affected his placing, affected his call out. So, very important in this competition. I like the way that Marco's kicking his calf back there. Oh, did you see that? Tommy, he heard me. And he threw his calf back. Very nicely done. Good separation in that calf. Should have did that yourself, Jay. But either way, Tommy again from the side. He is a powerhouse. Marco looking good too. Perhaps the best arm, keeping in mind he should be just slightly smaller. But like I said, doesn't make a difference. His condition, very good. He has dry, rock-hard condition. Perhaps the best in that aspect. At least in this shot. Poor Jay. Poor Jay. And I don't know what to say about Andre. He's so long. He's long enough to be continued. So it is tough to look like a bodybuilder next to a guy that's shorter and just as stocky in Marco and Tommy. But still, his execution of the shot, midsection's nice and small. All four of these guys very impressive. Now let us go to the second to last pose. The abs and thigh. Take a little freeze frame. Now for this one, I generally look for ab separation. Who has the best set of abs? I mean, if not this pose, then when? And condition. I like good separation and condition. Jay winning on that aspect in all of the front shots. Like I said, he has that show-worthy quality, that separation. Look at the size of his wheels. Now, one thing that hurts him here, you can see it in this direct comparison with Marco, it's the V-taper. You can see Tommy, good V-taper as well. Andre, he's got the quads, great set of abs. maybe even the best set of abs. I don't know. I think maybe Marco winning on that aspect. But again, a close one, and really, you could kind of tweak this one either way because there's a lot of close shots depending on what you are looking for. The condition that obviously Jay possesses, or the overall balance, rock hard dry condition that Marco also possesses. And then you got Andre. And then you got Tommy. It is a wild card, this one. It's still up in the air. And let us finish this first call out off with a most muscular pose. In which case, Marco, he sticks out to me. Good balance, lower half, upper half, abs, condition. He's got the lot. Tommy, good upper body. Might need to catch up with his lower half. I mean, and this is a tough lineup for him as well. And the opposite could be said about Jay, and I guess Andre as well. Dominating in the lower half. These guys are freaks of nature. Two specimens for sure. But when you're standing next to a guy like Tommy and Marco, the tremendous upper bodies, that can hurt you as well. So it is a tight race. I've marked down who I have winning each pose, and I'm here to tell you, I don't know who is the winner yet. I will have to count the shots. It's that close, guys. So without further ado, let us go into the rest of the callouts. And naturally, this is callout number 2. Who do we have here? Valentine, Tro, Dan, and Noe. Now, in a couple of cases here, it is due to the presentation, how these guys presented themselves. Tro, in particular, with the muscle that this guy has, he likely would have been in the first callout. He doesn't have a sheet. He kind of just went through his poses, and there's a big white border, and there's even a plug outlet behind him. But mostly, the camera angle itself is too high. Hurts his physique. So having said that, we're going to do our best and judge the front double biceps pose. They're all hitting it different. First of all, we have Valentine flexing those abs. The angle of his camera, it kind of sucks too. So Valentine, Tro, for next year, maybe lower your camera down a little bit. As far as Dan is concerned, good presentation, things of that nature. Might not be in the condition of the other gentlemen, especially Noe there at the end. Not a whole lot of mass on him, though. So it's going to be a tough one, and as far as his backdrop is concerned, not the best. All right, they're going to transition into the front lat spread, and we're not going to spend as much time with these guys. Now, in terms of Dan, good wide lats. He might be actually winning this one, but I don't like the hands. They're a little bit too high. Yeah, like I said, the angle is hurting both Valentine and Tro. And when I look at Noe, he's just so narrow, like a beanpole. But in terms of muscle separation, muscle quality, and condition, a real judge might actually tell you this guy would maybe even win. So I have some deciding to do. We're into the side chest already. We have Dan and Tro already in it. I'll freeze frame it here. Okay. Now Valentine, he's got a big man's chest. But next to big old Tro, and you can see his upper body, it's ginormous compared to everybody's. I think the camera is a little too close and too high. Geez Louise, Tro. Why so big? The biceps. Even in the lower half. This guy is a true specimen. All condition aside for Noe and I guess Valentine, pretty good condition too. The muscle size too much. And Dan, sharpen it up for next year. I think, all right, Dan, you can. I had to chop it up a little bit. Dan posed a little longer than all the other guys. Okay, freeze frame it here. Now, in terms of Tro, he's stepping the line. He's not really this ginormous. And poor Valentine, he's faded off into the distance. So let's switch up these guys in the size department, and that makes it a little more fair. Now again, for Tro, his arms out of the camera lens. And all that affects your placing here. I'm here to tell you. But when I'm looking at the back for back, I think good old Dan. Not bad at all. Good balance, lower, upper half. Just maybe not the condition of the other guys. Good lat insertions. For the two bookends, we have Valentine and Noe. So I would probably lean towards the two guys in the center. Now we go to the back lat spread. Okay, well, this is probably a different story. Of course, like the rear double, we'll switch the sizing up for Tro and Valentine. And I guess, who was that? Noe at the end? He was also stepping the line a little bit. So, little extra work, but it is worth it to get a more fair placing for these guys. Valentine, he has the lat insertions, just kind of petite in the back itself. And Tro, the back just does not match the arms, I don't think, with all due respect. And Dan, this guy's got it going on. I think he is winning this back lat spread. Overall, I mean, you take condition out of this game, I think he is sort of the best bodybuilder here. Lat insertions, things of that nature. Little tiny posing trunks. And what can I say, Noe? You got the good condition. So narrow compared to the other Buckinghams. And we have a side tricep. And obviously, guys, the bigger man is Tro. He has more muscle than the other guys. And better condition, I would suggest, than Dan. And poor Valentine. I mean, what can you say? Just pretend he's a little bit bigger. And you know what? He's pretty good. Condition, good balance. You could even give this one to Valentine. But the arm itself, the arm development, it just reeks of bodybuilder from Tro. Now, condition-wise, I'll give it to good old Noe. Noe, and the abs and thigh is a Noe shot as well. Look at the style on this little buck. Like I said, condition, abs, he's winning. And you look at those big colossus of quads on good old Tro. Least in the line of, well, no, Dan, probably the last in line in condition. So this second call out, I absolutely have some work to do. I'll go to the most muscular, and right away, my eyeballs go to big old Tro. And he extended down to a crab position. Most muscular. Not exactly sure if Valentine wanted to go full-blown crab, like your Noe in the center, or in the bookend, rather, and Dan in the center. Little bit on the, I don't know, I don't want to call it the softer side of bodybuilding. For this competition, it's not. For the IFBB, obviously. But these guys are, they're sticking it out there. They got the cojones. And like I mentioned in the prejudging, if you're sitting at home, eating bonbons, having a bag of potato chips, thinking, I'm better than these guys. Unless you show, then really you're not. These guys had the bravery to come out and show what they had. And it is impressive. So let us go to that's my favorite part. And here is your third call out, your third and final call out. And no freeze frames for this one. We're just going to run through the poses out of respect for these guys. We have Eno, Blake Hernandez. He's been in all three, worth to mention. And then beside him is Leonard in the blue posing trunks. Also has been in all three competitions. Eno has been in two, by the way. And a debuting Tower of Power at the end. And his name is Joanne, I believe. Joanne. Apologize if I get your names incorrectly. Good back lat spread there for, who was that? Leonard. Yes, Leonard. Nice lat insertions for sure. So take it for what it is. These guys, they give it their all. Competition was a lot tighter this year. So for a guy like Leonard and Blake, who are obviously in the lead, in this grouping, they would have been more suited to be compared with the other four, but I did one-on-one comparisons and reached to that conclusion. So thank you very much, Ano, Blake, Leonard, and Johan. And this is, without a doubt, the very best last call out that I've ever had. I've had some real outfits, I'm here to tell you, in the last call outs, but this year, each and every one of these guys, pretty good physiques. And dare I say, I myself would have probably placed last in my own competition. But having said that, here are your placings, and I'm just going to give you the top 10. We're going to exclude the last two, so here are your placings. Blake Hernandez takes 10th with Leonhard Valentin, or no, it's Leonhard Wagner and Valentin Wagner. They're the Wagner brothers. He gets 9th prize. And like I said, out of respect for Eno and Joanne, you guys did your best, and I thank you very much. Hope to see us improved for next year. Now, from 5th to 8th place, your second call out. These are your placings. And I'm sure you're scratching your heads thinking, well, I don't know if you would have had it that way or not. Hey, when it's a lineup, it's a tough one to call, and nobody's going to agree. That's why there's so many disagreements with Olympias, things of that nature. I believe the muscle mass was enough from Tro, and as his camera footage, or the footage, not the best, and the angles, things of that nature, but I think it was just enough. I think it was overwhelming. This guy is a true bodybuilder, for sure. And Dan, he had a good presentation. He had good balance, flow, things of that nature. Just not enough condition. But I think it was enough to get an edge over Valentin, who he went through his posing very quickly. All of that stuff matters. The angle of the camera also. And Noe, I had inklings of putting this guy ahead a little bit higher because of his condition. Truly, he is genetically gifted in that aspect, or he suffered on tuna and vegetables, and that's it for a couple of months. So that is your second call out. And now, your top 4. And we will announce these one by one. In 4th place, Andre. Congratulations goes out to Andre. Fantastic set of quads. I mean, this guy has the lot. Little more width, considering he's so tall. I think that probably did hurt him overall. I mean, the guy has perfect quads, nice biceps, triceps, lat insertions. Truly a man with a lot of potential. Throw on a little bit of tan for next year, Andre. I think that absolutely would help you. And what can you say? It was a tight lineup for sure. And in 3rd place, Tommy Two Gun. Tommy Two Guns absolutely has improved. This is his 3rd competition, and if I'm not mistaken, this is his best placing thus far. So I would like to see this guy next year again. Little bit of more improvement on the lower half. I mean, the condition was good. The fullness was nice. But it was just a tight lineup. And your top 2, very good in condition. I was very impressed with both Jay and Marco. But there can only be one winner. And your winner of the 2025 Marx Max Muscle Invitational is Marco. Marco wins. He is your 3rd in the way of champions. Congratulations. He is the winner. He wins the title and the cash prize, 500 smackers, Canadian, by the way. And of course, 2nd place. They say 2nd place is harder to handle than 3rd or 4th because you were so close. So Jay, your condition was spot on. It was truly out of sight. Work on those side poses a little bit more. The display of the hamstring. And it could have been Could have been your way. Could have went your way today. But it didn't. It went the way of Marco. When you lose, it feels terrible, because when you win, it feels oh so good. And I am sure Marco is at home right now. Or maybe he's at work. I don't know. Could be at the gym. Probably at the gym. But I'm sure he is excited. I'm sure he's happy that he won. And I'm sure everybody that watched this feels that it was just. It was a just win. It was a close one, though. Hit thumbs up on the video. And I would like to end this one by thanking not only every one of the competitors, but an extra special thanks to everybody that gave money in the comment section below. The little click there, the little button there. You guys all donated from your own wallets, bank accounts, and you offset how much money that I actually had to pay out. You guys give over $100. So that's like 20% of the actual prize money. So that is outstanding. You guys deserve a pat on the back. Thank you very much, and I cannot wait till next year. It will be the same deal. I'll start counting now. And whatever you guys donate, if it's over 500, then so be it. The winner, if you guys donate $1 million, then I'll give it to the winner of the Marx Max Invitational. We might have a increase in quality of bodybuilders, that's for darn sure. Have a great one.